Good Friday morning, everybody. Lots to talk about. Strong cold front already moving into the state of Texas. We can see that on our sponsor, Switch Electric, showing us what's going on the last 6 hours on satellite and radar. Strong cold front already moving into the Dallas-Fort Worth region. Lots of showers and thunderstorms going on from Lafayette, Baton Rouge, into parts of Mississippi. Already seen a couple isolated tornadoes. That's where the wind shear picks up further to the east, and that's the reason from central Louisiana into Mississippi, the severe weather risk is a little bit higher versus here locally in southeast Texas. We'll dive into that here in a minute. Let's actually dive into the rest of the Friday morning show, sponsored by HB Neal Construction. You can see where the cold front has gone through, and you can see where the warm sector is, the potential for some stronger storms, because it is a big difference or a big contrast from cold to warm. Abilene, Dallas already into the 40s, Amarillo into the 30s. Look at Denver in the 20s, but a big difference from Brownsville, Houston, New Orleans, Jackson, mainly already into the 60s and the low 70s this morning. If you look across the board, thanks to our sponsor, Do Good Credit Union for Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana, already into the upper 60s to low 70s across the board. It is warm. It is humid. Luckily, we don't have that much fog. It's really patchy fog because of the breezy winds already kind of helping it not be so dense. But let's talk about the main story today. That's that strong cold front coming in. We've got that warm air, big warm sector across the board. So since you got the cold air clashing with this warm air, you can have the potential for some strong to possibly severe storms. We've seen the Storm Prediction Center now move that slight risk, the area in yellow, further to the west into College Station, Woodlands, Livingston, Lufkin, and even into our northern counties like Jasper. But no big changes further to the east and southwest Louisiana, especially central Louisiana into Mississippi. Let's kind of put this in motion. That way we can understand what's going on. Beaumont, Houston, a lot of the action is going to stay well to the north of our region, but we can still have some isolated showers and a couple storms. But a lot of this seems to be more active from the Woodlands, Livingston, Jasper, and then eventually as it gets into central and into Mississippi, central Louisiana into Mississippi. So later on this afternoon, we'll have the heat of the day. We've got the moisture. That's when we can start seeing a little bit better coverage for some storms. Here we are with the potential from Huntsville, Livingston, Lufkin to Nacogdoches. We could see some strong to severe storms here. Could get close to the lakes region like Jasper. We'll continue to watch it. And then that eventually will continue moving eastward as that cold front continues to move eastward. So later on tonight, around the midnight hours, all of this will continue shifting eastward. And we'll talk more on this just a second. Just wanted to kind of give you a wide view of where the strong to severe storms are. If you're Houston and Beaumont, Lake Charles, a lot of this is going to stay just north of the region and then shift to the east of the region. If you're Woodlands, Houston, Lufkin, Jasper, Alexandria, definitely want to keep an eye on what's going on because there is a potential for strong to severe storms. And we'll dive a little bit more on that here in a second. Here's a construction forecast sponsored by Modern Concrete. It's not that bad of a morning. It's not until later this morning into the afternoon hours we can start seeing the coverage for some showers picking up. Later on this afternoon, we'll see some isolated thunderstorms. I do believe that the coverage will be a lot better the further north that you go, the further you get away from the I-10 corridor. And then later on tonight and into early Saturday morning, that will continue to push into our area, but then move eastward. So a lot of this is probably going to stay just north of our region, but we'll still have some passing showers and thunderstorms. Not the greatest construction forecast in the world for today. You can see the forecast temperatures that we have. It's warm, muggy, and humid throughout the day today, but if we put this in motion, there's that strong cold front coming in later on this evening and mainly overnight tonight. Watch those temperatures drop as we get into Saturday morning. You'll see that cold front continue to keep going. High is going to be stuck into the low 60s once we get it into Saturday afternoon. And then we start getting into the 50s by the time we get into Saturday night. We'll be into the 40s Sunday morning. Here's the rainfall outlook. Again, that strong cold front moves in late tonight. That gives us 60 to 70% coverage later on, or really throughout the day today. But the best timeline for the storms will mainly be this evening and overnight tonight, 60 to 70% coverage. Some lingering rain on Saturday, off and on is possible. Sunday, we will be drying. Monday, nothing to worry about. Tuesday and Wednesday, we can have another round of some showers moving in. We have another cold front that will be coming in Wednesday into Thursday. Here's our temperatures. Pretty much going to be cool once we get into the weekend and even into next week. That cold front's going to keep that chilly weather here. Highs into the low 60s, into the 50s this weekend. Sticking around into the 50s early next week. We warm up a little bit ahead of that next cold front on Wednesday, but still in the 60s. High of 66, and then we're back into the 50s by the time we get into Thursday. So let's dive into what we're going to expect again today. So here we are. We've got these scattered showers we're going to be seeing. Again, a lot of the coverage is going to be just north of the I-10 corridor. You can see from Woodlands, Huntsville, Livingston. This is where a lot of the more of the action will be. But again, here locally in Beaumont to Lake Charles and Port Arthur, we will continue to keep watching. We'll do radar updates. If anything changes, we do get a pretty decent storm. We'll continue to keep monitoring what's going on. Severe weather chance definitely picks up by the time you get into Louisiana, Mississippi. Here we are getting into Saturday mid-morning, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Cold front's already passed through, cooler and drier air's coming in, right? But I still think we could possibly see some lingering showers, unfortunately, even into late Saturday morning, getting into the early Saturday afternoon hours. So we will continue to keep watching that. Do believe some lingering showers will be kind of sitting around in our area coming up tomorrow. How much rain are we talking about? Well, good portion of the region are going to be about maybe a quarter of an inch. You'd be lucky to get up to a half an inch, but those areas that do get some of the stronger storms, maybe strong to severe, you could get up to 1 to 2 inches of rain. Rainfall coverage definitely picks up once you get into Louisiana and Mississippi. But here locally, half an inch to really a quarter of an inch to half an inch is what definitely we'll be looking at. Not much, but if you do get a stronger storm, 1 to 2 inches does seem pretty likely. High temperatures today mainly into the upper 70s. Down towards the coast will be into the 60s and 70s. Pearland and Sweeney definitely can get to the upper 70s near 80. But overnight tonight, here comes that strong cold front. And you can see that areas far to the north will be into the 40s and 50s, and the rest of the region will mainly be into the 50s. And you can see the further east as you go, since the cold front really hasn't got there just yet, they'll be into the low 60s. But this is a big difference for what we have been seeing the last couple of mornings, no doubt about it. And this is thanks to our sponsor of Silsby Ford. Get you one. Here we are looking at our 7-day forecast for Southeast Texas. Strong cold front tonight, giving us 60% coverage, 30% coverage Saturday with some lingering showers, possibly into the early afternoon hours. Highs stuck into the low 60s, into the 50s this weekend. As we get into early next week, those highs will be mainly into the 50s. But look at the low temperatures. Coldest mornings Monday and Tuesday. A light freeze is possible. We'll be close to freeze, but mainly into the low to mid 30s. And then another cold front comes through Wednesday into Thursday. Don't even get out of the 60s at all, it looks like, for next week. Here we are for Southwest Louisiana. Good rain coverage later on today. Some lingering showers on Saturday, but cooler air is settling in this weekend and sticking around for much of next week. We have a cold front number 2 coming into Wednesday into Thursday of next week. Notice we don't even get into the 70s at all next week. That is great. Good time to go download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. If there's a watch, there's a warning. It's going to keep you updated no matter where you are. Good time to go download this. This is in the App Store, the Google Play Store. Go download it to keep you updated on the temperatures, rain, and everything that you need. We'll have more updates throughout the day, especially radar-wise if we're going to have some strong to severe storms. We'll keep watching it, and we'll keep posting it. Next video update will be later on this evening with Mr. Lucas Boswick. But other than that, I won't see y'all again until Saturday morning. Thanks for joining in this Friday morning. We'll watch for some storms. We'll watch for that cold front to move through later on tonight into early Saturday. Have a good Friday. See y'all later.